Welcome to WS Vibes TV. This is your favorite channel for love, life, and relationship talk. Tune in and let's get started. How you doing, guys? WS Vibes TV. This is your man Wisdom,
and this is Sharona.
Yeah, so guys, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the like button and the notification button so you can always get to know when we post new video.
Right.
And then if you like this video, please don't forget to share and then follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, right?
Right.
Yes.
All right. So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this video today is going to be about lessons we've learned from past relationships. Have you ever just reflect on and just, wrote down in a journal about, what have I learned from past relationships? And relationships, we're talking about, boyfriend, girlfriend type of partnership type relationship, or even a past marriage or a committed, so-called committed relationship.
Right.
So what have you learned about your past relationships? And we would like for you to make sure that you comment at the end of this video.
Right.
Share with us, what have you learned from past relationships, because you never know how your comments can also help other individuals.
Yeah.
Besides
your
this
experience.
video. Yeah, your
share
experience.
of your experience.
Yes. So if you'll be kind enough, share your experience. All right. So I'm going to start the video off with the conversation about what I've learned. First, I guess I'll say some things, and then Wiz, and we'll go back and forth rather than me doing all the talking and then Wiz do all the talking. But if I can go back, or if I could talk to myself when I was in my teenage years, I would say to myself, that when it comes to, a lot of teenagers, they, starting to really start to notice boys and everything like that, and start to get a little pressured by boys, as far as the S word. And if I had young people watching me today that, were my age back in the day, I would say that please know that you cannot keep a boyfriend by having a baby. Here in the U.S., we know that, the rate of single parenthood for Black African Americans here is very high. And, I've learned you can't even keep a guy just through having sex. Some females as a teen or young adulthood be like, oh, the only way I can keep him if I have sex, or the only way, I can keep him if I have a baby by him. And we know that that is not true. The high amount, like I said, of single parenthood of Black African Americans, where the guy can walk away anytime and leave the girl holding the bag. So that's one of the things that I've learned. And also, women or young women, young females in high school, college, you can never say, oh, I'll never get pregnant, this can't happen to me. Men or males, oh, I'll never get her pregnant, or this or that. Either be abstinent or do your response. If you're not ready to be a parent, then either be abstinent or take the responsibility of what you need to do so you don't become a parent at a young age. And really focus on your goals, focus on what you want out of life. So that's one of the lessons that I felt I have learned, and if I can go back to my younger self.
Okay, yeah. I know there are a lot of things like there's many. We've done a series of videos, and some of the things we've mentioned in that video is every relationship is there to teach you things about yourself and about life in general, about how to relate with your fellow human. Yeah, and then so my previous relationship, what I've learned is, one of the things I've learned is never to try to force woman to reason the way I as a man reason. Women are structured differently. Women have their own different makeup from men. And as a result of their makeup, as a result of their structure, the way they are engineered, their reasoning is different. Their reasoning is it's not exactly the way men reason. And so, but sometimes we as men may tend to make that mistake, trying to get them to reason the way we reason. No, it's not going to work. You have to allow them to be woman, and while you are man, to allow them to be woman will turn to be blessing, because they will serve better. They will function better in being woman than try to make get them to think the way you think. They have their own way of thinking, and you have to learn it. And there is a reason why they are structured that way. The whole thing is to learn how to harmonize, rather than trying to make them to think like you know the way you think as a man. No, harmonize. We man and woman supposed to harmonize. You being a man, functioning as a man in this lifetime, you and then your woman, your wife, functioning as a woman, both of you, in that functionality, when you come together, you create harmony. Exactly. And that harmony is what makes marriage. You understand? That harmony is what makes marriage. So I have learned not to draw woman into become like me or think like me as a man. Rather, I should give woman that space to be woman and think like woman and express like woman and do things like woman. Exactly. And so in doing so, you will have a better relationship, and you will understand her better, and you'll be able to
so you're understanding me better because of your past relationship.
Definitely, of course, yes. Yeah, so because in my past relationship, I have to go back. What did I not do? What are the things I feel I should have done much better? Yeah, so did I do this well? Did I not do it well? Did I try to make her think the way to see in my own light of reasoning, instead of seeing in her own light of reasoning? You understand? So yeah, exactly. So that is one of the things I've learned. You as a man, that is a lesson. Let woman be woman. Let woman think like woman. Let woman express herself as woman. If you allow her to express you, it's a blessing to you and to the family. Exactly. In as much as you remain and expressing yourself as a man. Yeah.
All right, that's a good point, and I'm benefiting from it. All right, so the next thing I want to bring up is the importance of fathers being in their daughter's life, not just being there physically, but also emotionally. Like, I look back and, like I said, during those teenage years, you start to notice some guys and stuff like that. And you start, they're starting to give you attention and everything like that. So for, I'm talking from experience, and also what I've seen from other families who lack fathers, how, not having a father being there to lead you, guide you, to give his experience of how he was at
fatherhood.
During his time period, how his mindset, like he can warn you about how men and males think at a certain age group,
right?
And also just having that dad there to watch movies, to be a part of your life, to if you go to your recitals, or be a part of when it comes to school, going to, like, if you're in plays, just having that male that male that male person, in your life to just give you that encouragement, that self-worth, to tell you in
put that balance.
Yeah,
exactly, that
right. I mean,
balance.
it's good to have a mom, but also
The
father,
the
that
father
the male
figure.
the male figure. A lot of times women is like, oh, as long as I'm here. But just like when it comes to even males, the boy growing up, he needs his father,
Right.
as well. So, but from a standpoint of me, growing up, I, didn't really have that type of, a good balanced relationship with the dad, a daddy's girl type of relationship that I didn't have. I look back and I see where I was, lacking as far as my self-esteem,
Exactly.
my self-esteem issue. Not saying, my mom did an awesome job. Like, I even tell my daughters, I was like, I've never seen a mother who she never one day did I ever see her complain when she was raising me and my sister, complain about being a single parent. And so all you single parents out there, I give kudos to you. So, having that father figure, him, telling their daughter, how a man should treat them, tell them, the father even expressing their mistakes.
Yeah, so you're basically saying that because that was not in your early stage, that it has a way of it affected your past relationship.
Right.
Exactly.
I might have, not have gotten gotten with that certain person.
Okay.
The one that was interested in me, because I was acting out because I wanted attention, and maybe if I've gotten that attention from my father, with a good relationship, a good healthy daughter-father relationship, sometimes that does help from females from not picking the wrong person, or the female just being focused on their dreams and not so much in a rush to get in a relationship. I think that having a father figure, not just a physically there, but emotionally can help with your mindset, build you up, your self-worth,
even up to your relation when you're into a relationship.
Exactly, to know whether
how to relate with the man you are with will help you, because you have a father figure who have giving you the man aspect. So relating with man in a relationship will help you better.
My mom was great at even her focus was finish school, go to college, get your degree. And I did succeed in getting my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So, I mean, mothers play a part, but like sometimes even having both parents, it can help.
That's it, right? Okay, so for me, the second point, or the second lesson I want to share is not to allow yourself to feel unworthy, or allow your partner to make you feel less of yourself. You understand?
Yeah.
And any relationship where your partner, you have to establish yourself in yourself. Not that point where you allow the other person to make you feel less, or make you feel unworthy, or make you feel less of a person.
Tearing you down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't
allow nobody to tear you down. Yeah, and that is the place of where the self-love,
yeah,
knowing your self-worth. When I say self-worth, I'm not talking of in terms of literal material possession,
right?
But self-worth in your person.
Know who you are
as
and
a
loving
person.
you.
Self-love, self-worth, self-knowledge.
Right.
So when you have self-knowledge, nobody can put you down. And then when you have self-knowledge, you cannot be an agent that puts others down. You understand? Because when you have self-knowledge or self-love, what it does is that it helps you to see the other person the way they are, in a true light, with the eyes of love. Self-love helps you to love others better.
Yes.
Self-love helps you to respect others. Self-love helps you to see others that they are as worthy as you are. And so with that, you treat them with that honor. in treating them with that honor, you're treating yourself the same way.
Right.
And
you're,
so
you're talking about within the relationship.
that's it. And so in a relationship, I've learned not to. It will make most of your relationship if you first of all learn to establish yourself in self-love, in self-knowledge, in self-awareness. And so because in doing that, it will help you to see your partner better,
Right.
to relate with your partner better, to relate with your partner with respect. And so you won't be an agent that tear your partner down, and you won't allow your partner to be an agent that will tear you down. Basically, so that was what I learned, part of the things I've learned in my past relationship. Exactly.
Awesome. Awesome. So my last one would be learning, like something what Wisdom was saying about self-love, me focusing, what I've learned from, my past relationship that I had before Wiz was, that self-love, sometimes you need to just focus on you and praise yourself.
Yeah.
Also that you cannot always, or you cannot change a person that doesn't want to change. So many times women feel like, oh, I can change him or this and that, but they have to want to change. And maybe if it's a situation where they keep hurting you and there's a cycle that keeps coming that's hurting you in your relationship, then it's time to, if they're not able to do it on their own, then you two come together and get a third party and get counseling, because sometimes counseling is needed. I know that worked for my last relationship. There was a cycle that kept coming, and it was, we was like, okay, we need to have some counseling done, and it helped tremendously.
Okay.
So understanding that if a person, you can't change a person, first of all, and that if they have to want to change, and maybe that change that they needed, it may, have to have where you and your spouse, or whoever you're in a relationship with, y'all both get counseling together to work things through.
Yeah.
And, and it just may be, maybe for the first 6 months or a year, so that, that cycle can stop, and then you can live happily ever after. So that's what I've learned.
Okay. Yeah, so my third point is very much similar with what you shared, which is don't try to force change. Don't try to force things that you cannot change in a relationship.
What do you mean by that?
So sometimes we try to force things, to changes, things that you cannot deal with. You trying to force it. And for instance, in my past relationship, at a time, after 7 years or something, exactly after 7 years, precisely 7 years, and something started going wrong, and which lasted for about 3 to 4 months, and within that space of 3 to 4 months, things just, everything turned upside down. And then that was new experience to me, because I've never experienced that for the entire 7 years of our relationship, and I was thrown, I was in a disarray. I was completely, I was looking, what did I do, or where did I sleep? Did I, go into sleep that things probably has built under and then surfaced to this point?
Okay.
I was basically searching, but as I searched, even after the race, I sat back to look, and I found out that nothing is not really because it's what I did, but it is something that it has come to that point where it seems our path no longer, can no longer.
Y'all were on two different paths.
Exactly. So, I tried everything within my power to put things together within that tree
to make
form,
things work,
to
right?
make things work. The more I was trying, the more I was dying. The more I was trying, the more I was crumbling. The more I was trying, the more everything around me. But business, the home was hot. Everything was going wrong. Business was going down. Everything became static. Nothing was moving. Nothing was working. So I kept trying because I felt, okay, what about kids? What about this? What about that? This will be affected. I never wanted something. I never wanted separation. I don't want separation. I don't want this. I don't want divorce.
Because you believed in family.
Yeah, exactly. I believe in family strongly. Yeah, family is like life to it's life to me, you understand. But at the time I knew I had to let go. So the thing is, that is another thing in relationship. You have to learn to know when to let go. Don't try to hold on to things when it's time for you to let go, because it will translate to your happiness if you actually eventually let go. And that was exactly what happened to me. Immediately I learned to let go. Oh my God, the things that looked so difficult, it looked like as if I was not going to come out of it.
Like you were in a hole.
You understand?
Yeah.
But a month or 2 months, 3 months later, I rose up and my life took a different turn.
For the better.
Exactly, for better. Transformation.
Well, a lot
I
of
connected
times,
I started connecting. The healing process started, and everything, both financially, things turn around.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of times people don't want to let go because they're afraid of what others are going to think, outside of them, what family's going to think, friends are going to think, because they're going to be like, oh, but I thought y'all had a good relationship and this and that, and like you said, want to stay together because of the kids and all that stuff.
That's it.
But not every relationship is meant. No matter if people do that, would you do that to death do us part thing? Not every relationship is supposed to
exactly.
It's supposed to be to death do you part.
Even that is what we've been taught.
Right.
Yeah.
But
some relationship will serve
a purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so to human being that is failure, but from a different perspective, so it's not failure. That's what's supposed to be, but that is what religion have taught. And for the fact that we're taught that doesn't necessarily means that's exactly what it is. And so and other thing I would say, there was something else I was going to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was that? Yeah.
But can I just say the part you put that when people feel as have to separate or have to divorce or whatever, or have to the relationship has to end, like you said, that some people think is failure. Just because you see somebody else who's been married 30-40 years doesn't even mean that they're really being relatable or really having a real relationship.
In the true sense of what marriage means. Most of the things we see on the planet today in this physical dimension, on this physical realm, are more of two people living together rather than true marriage. Marriage is not what we've been taught. Everything in this physical plane, in this physical dimension, is not exactly what it is. The definition of success, the definition of life, it's not what it is. So including marriage. But it takes you going deeper into deeper in life, in search within your heart to discover true meaning of life and true meaning of marriage, true meaning of relationship. And from the point of that understanding, it's what will make you to transact, make you to relate, and make you to relate with things the way they are supposed to be related.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to say to any of you who ever divorced or whoever had a relationship and y'all no longer together, do not, or you feel as though that you're in a relationship and something is telling you to let go. Do not worry about what other people are saying. You're not a failure. Like we said, relationships are here to teach you. And just because you may have made vows saying to death do you part, apart, which to me, in my opinion, like when we did our vows this past March and we got married, we did not use the normal regular vows, the conventional vows that people say, because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Not saying that we don't want to be together until we transition from here, but not all marriages are supposed to stay together. That's just point blank.
That's right.
Not all relationships are supposed to stay together. That's just point blank. So don't let no one put you under a guilt trip. Just learn from what you were supposed to learn and move on.
And don't let no man say, you cannot do without me. Without me, you will be nothing.
Exactly.
And then don't say that to one, that without me, that is manipulation. Don't allow no one to manipulate you to feel, oh, without this person you cannot survive.
Right.
Or without me, this person cannot survive. You cannot survive. You cannot be woman. You cannot be man. You cannot be this. You cannot be that.
Right.
Those are words of manipulation, and those are red flags for wrong relationship. So to say, but that is not. It's not coming from the base of love. It's not coming from
It's manipulation.
Truth. Manipulation. Words of manipulation.
Wow. Wow. This is a great topic. I really enjoyed this topic. So I'm hoping you guys that y'all all enjoyed this topic as well. And put in the comments, please. If you feel comfortable in sharing your experience.
Right.
I know some of y'all go to my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, my Queen Watchy, and y'all like to put y'all comments about the video. But can you put some comments on our YouTube video? I know y'all love. It's some of you guys that love putting it on my my Facebook, my Watchy Facebook page. But it would be nice if you put it out there. You never know who you may be helping, and don't feel bad. Get the lessons and stuff. Don't feel bad.
All right. So that is where we're gonna end it for now.
Yes.
So guys,
thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. We love you, and keep the good vibe up. Don't let no one put you down. You understand?
Share this video.
Yeah, and don't forget to share this video
and subscribe.
Peace.